What's up, waves? Welcome back to Anime Lane, the podcast where we take you down the yellow brick road of anime and have a look at everything it has to offer. As always, I'm your host, Notorious. Joining me once again today is Shaun.
Hello.
And Melina.
Hello.
Stared at me very like, what did you say?
I love that little pause where you were like, I don't know what to...
Hello.
Hello.
You can just not repeat me.
Yeah, you
know?
could just come up...
You have your own voice.
Yeah.
In my head, I don't even...
You have free will.
Do I though? Do I? I have a gun to my head. You have free will. You have free will. Don't worry about it.
Wrong movies. Today we're journeying to a place deep below in Children Who Chase Lost Voices, written and directed by Makoto Shinkai, animation production by Comics Wave Films, music by Tenmon. It released in Japanese theatres May 7th, 2011. It is licensed in the US by G-Kids and in the UK by Anime Limited and is available on home media. Then it's time for some mockery and City Hunter Shinjuku Private Eyes, directed by Kenshi Kodama, written by Yoichi Sato, animation production by Sunrise, music by Taku Iwasaki. It released in Japanese theatres February 8th, 2019. It is licensed in the US by Discotek and available on Blu-ray, along with the rest of the City Hunter series, based on the manga by Tsukasa Hojo, available on Koamix Manga Hot digital manga service. In English is not one I'm familiar with, but yeah, it's available on some obscure...
Yeah, that's a new name.
It is. I think it was... When it was licensed for that service, I think the service was very new and at the time not even available in most English-speaking regions.
Huh.
So I don't know what the current state of it is now.
Okay. That sounds like a rabbit hole.
I know nothing about the manga side of City Hunter because it's not really been available until that point, and so I don't even know if it's finished being translated in English yet or not. I've no idea.
Okay. Informative as always.
Yeah, I know. I've seen most of the anime at this point, but nothing to do with the manga. So, anyway, what order did you guys watch these in?
I think I watched City Hunter first.
Okay.
Children Who Chase Lost.
I watched Children Who Chase Lost Voices first.
So tiebreaker, it's Children Who Taste.
Yes.
Children Who Taste what? Children Who Chase Lost Voices.
Okay, let's not have the children taste it.
I have a taste of my revenge.
Taste a bunch of bullshit.
So yeah, this is easily Shinkai's worst film.
Yeah, this wasn't even like 5 centimeters per second.
No. Yeah, no.
At least 5 centimeters had like a unique concept.
Yeah, it had. I always hate hearing this argument, but it had a heart behind it.
No, absolutely. I think, especially the first chapter from like 5 centimeters per second, you can tell.
Yeah.
He was trying to do something different, and this just kind of felt run of the mill.
Yeah.
It's a coming of age. She comes of age.
No, this is the thing. I was at the end and I was like, wow, this is a coming of age story. This is terrible for that.
I barely even got that, I'm gonna be honest.
It's not until like the very end, where she's going off to like graduation.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wow.
At that point, I kind of just wanted the movie to be over.
Oh, I wanted the movie to be over long before.
Why was it so long?
I don't know. This is one of Shinkai's longest movies, I think. I think Suzume is like a little bit longer, but not by much.
But I was actually engaged by Suzume.
Yeah.
It had elements that were just interesting enough to kind of keep you going.
And the chair.
And the chair as your comedic relief. Here, everything was just kind of
Yeah.
Like my notes are saying, nothing is like hitting.
Yeah.
Nothing is drawing you in where you're like, I want to know what happens.
I think I said it to Shaun where it was like, it's got all of the elements that Shinkai does, all the little autoristic stuff, but none of the heart. It feels like a tick box exercise.
We sort of talked about how it felt like this was like a mandated like Miyazaki like movie that he was just given to do. But
when I read off the credits and like he wrote it too, it's like, how did we get here?
He was trying something new, but it just didn't work.
I don't know, because I feel like every movie up until Your Name is kind of him trying something new, and nothing's quite as bland as this, or like devoid of creative intent for lack of a better term.
Yeah, no, I do see that, yeah. And I think a lot of it was just, especially in, I'd say, the opening act, it felt a bit predictable.
Yeah.
I mean, some parts more than others, because, you know, her introduction to the first kid that saves her, you know, that's nice. No, it's predictable. But then as soon as the male teacher shows up and starts talking about this weird legend, I'm like, you know, weirdly much.
You're very knowledgeable on this strange topic, man.
Yeah, and then the whatever police are called, and they're like, wow, they also know. I wonder if it's the same guy.
Yeah, I mean, the moment, like, 'cause he shows up in, like, as, like, the sort of police sort of agent guy first with, like, the Jigen look, as I call it.
Yeah, he's got the hat covering his face.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah, and I saw that, I said to you, like, oh, man, they got Jigen for this one, that's cool. And then the moment the teacher showed up, I was like, that's the same guy.
Yeah.
He's got the same face, it's the same guy. So he's the main character now. I wish he wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
Because it feels like he had an interesting story, but there's no emotion and no actual character on him.
I thought, and I've seen this before, so I was rewatching this, thinking different things from what was going to happen. So that says a whole lot about this movie. My initial thought was, with her whole thing with her mum and her dad being dead, is that it might be a weird Parent Trap situation where she sort of tries and gets...
That would have been nice.
Yeah. I genuinely would have preferred that, where, like,
Yeah.
he's, you know, kind of torn up about his wife and stuff like that, and she's, you know, kind of talks about seeing him as, like, a father-like figure.
Yeah.
And I genuinely... And the movie, to a certain extent, leads you to this point where you're like, oh, she's gonna get her mum together with him.
It feels like it sets that up, but, like, by the second half of the movie, it's already forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just doesn't happen.
I think the teacher, you don't get a feel for him as a character really missing his wife.
No.
Because as soon as they had that scene together in his house where he lives alone, I was like, have some dialogue about my wife died.
Yeah.
My wife.
My wife. Like, he just kind of says, oh, I live alone. I'm like, okay, this is where you can
There is no
dump.
hint at that point that he has this tragic backstory.
I just get creep vibes. I just got creep vibes. I'm like, why do you live alone?
Yeah,
the fact he, like, and it's fairly normal-ish in Japan for that sort of, like, student-teacher relationship, but it's still a bit weird for him to just, like, openly invite her into his home, and you know,
it was at that point that I was like, oh, thank God this is a lighter toned anime, otherwise this would be really fucked up.
Yes. Like, I hate to say, like, it should have been more in his, like, character basis, like him just missing his voice.
Yeah, no, it should have been, though. That's the thing.
It feels like that only comes close to actually feeling developed like right at the end of the movie, where like he's getting her back, just to like jump all the way, just like really quickly.
Yeah, it's fine, but
like that, there's also that thing where like it feels like there should have been like a character development thing there that just didn't happen at all.
There's so many elements though that it's like if you actually sit and think about them a little too hard, they fall apart.
Yeah.
You know, like his whole thing, he talks about to the main girl. I can't remember her name.
Girl,
that he had that obviously, you know, he had his wife, she died, blah blah blah, and now he's looking for Agartha to bring her back.
I almost called like the main girl Akane, but that's Birthday Wonderland.
That's Birthday Wonderland.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, he's talking about that, and he starts talking about like his, you know, he's only with Archangel to get to Agartha, and as soon as they get to Agartha, he ditches them. But then we see a flashback later in the movie where his wife is still alive, she's very sick, and he's already working for Archangel.
Yeah,
which makes no sense.
It's a lot more like standard military based at like that point. Like for a second, I thought they flashed back to World War II, and I was like, when does this movie take place?
Have that vibe.
But like you see on like his helmet, I think it's Archangel. It's like, okay, so yeah, he's still part of them, but his motivation wasn't established at that point to join them. So what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because if you frame it as, he knew she was gonna die, so he was just kind of like, just in case you die, I'm gonna join them. But that feels weird.
That
no, that
go
doesn't.
with, what the character feels, because he's genuinely shocked when she does die.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes no fucking sense.
No, it doesn't.
I totally forgot about that flashback. I'm like, because what the fuck?
I didn't realize it until you pointed out.
Yeah, because it happens after he's established that like he was only with them to achieve his goal of bringing his wife back. But then we flash back and see him, and the sort of like little bits of dialogue there when he's like on dispatch or whatever, with his like comrades or whoever. They sort of talk about like he's already aware of what Archangel's intent is and their search for Agartha and stuff. So it's like, what were you doing with them? How did you get here in the first place?
Yeah.
Is that a motorbike?
That is a motorbike. Hopefully you didn't hear that. I also want to state, by the way, Archangel's just completely fucking dropped.
Oh yeah, as soon as they get into Agartha, it's just gone.
Yeah, but like them as an organization is weird. They have too much ammunition.
Yes.
They are shooting at children with this fucking helicopter.
Yeah,
like,
they've got a full-on Apache.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Helicopter.
And I'm like, okay, so they're
not only
this...
that, in rural Japan, that does not have an active military, only has a self-defense force, which needs very clear reason to
like
deploy.
guidelines and like a mandate basically.
But no, under the surface, there's this organization trying to fuck them kids up.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably just sedate him.
Hey, no.
Take his necklace.
No, hold up. Be more accurate. They're trying to hunt magical animals. Because they're blasting the shit out of those fucking animals.
I mean, that's
no
true,
care.
yeah.
Also, I love that they brought along the Apache assault helicopter when they're in the cave. Their handguns are sufficient enough to kill these ancient beings.
Yeah.
I like that the average Archangel soldier is basically just Hunk from Resident Evil.
Yes.
Like, that's just what they look like and how they are, and basically how their characters are.
But it gets dropped immediately.
No.
As soon as they enter through the forbidden whatever, the
portal.
They're gone.
The guy, his teacher boy is just like, yeah, that's it.
Mr. Dead Wife.
Yeah, Mr. Dead Wife. Sir Dead Wife.
I also love how at that point when they enter, there's a thing that only comes up like twice throughout the whole film, and that's the Vita Aqua stuff.
Oh yeah.
The water that they can breathe in.
What reference did you make to them?
Oh, it's basically LCL from Evangelion. Like, that's essentially what that is. That's what they fill it with the pods with in Eva.
No. Like, that's one of those things you're like, oh, this is going to be important later.
It comes up once.
You thought.
Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff they set up to be, like, a very big part, and then it's just, like, they just kind of nod at it. Like, that happened.
The fact that the main girl is technically a half, like, or, what's the best way of putting it? Like, a descendant of people from Agartha. Like, it's clearly hinted at that her dad is from there. Through her having the clavis. Fucking dumb name, by the way.
It's Latin.
I don't give a fuck if it's Latin.
It's not cool and it's not mystical.
I keep thinking it as like clavicle.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So it's hinted at through her having the clavis, and then the whole, what are they called? Eero something. The weird creature things that don't really fit in with the rest of the movie.
The Shadow Boys?
The Tone Killers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole sequence of her getting kidnapped, I was like, this is taking a turn.
Yeah, they never ever fit with anything else.
No, because they're terrifying and would have been such a great addition if it was tonally different.
Yeah,
this was a different movie.
Because I like the sequence where she was stuck in the castle with the little girl. I think that was really, it kind of helped.
Highly pointless though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just there to get like a mid-movie action.
Yeah.
Like, it was just there to move her across this world and to put her back with the kid.
Yeah, it's a time filler.
Yeah.
Because it takes a ridiculous amount of time. One for brother of Kid to turn up.
Yeah. No, Shin, brother of Shun.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
The moment he said I'm Shin, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Your parents are-
Yeah, your parents must have hated you, kid.
Shin. Shun.
Also, I gotta say, and this is funny coming from my mouth, fuck Shun. I don't care about that character. We meet him for collectively, what, 2 to 5 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And he's
Yeah.
apparently the catalyst for main girl's entire plotline.
Yes.
That's dumb.
It is.
I did not care for that kid.
No.
I don't know why she went on this journey for him. You seem dull.
It's...
Most characters seem kind of dull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they all just kind of had an idea of what they wanted, but didn't tell anyone, and so we were supposed to guess it.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that, like, the movie opens with, like, essentially one of the ancient beast things, like, coming to the surface.
Hmm.
And it never comes up
Oh, yeah.
again.
No, they kill it off and
It
it's
literally
gone.
only exists to serve the plot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch out, children. There's a bear. I'm like, okay.
That ain't no fucking bear.
It is if it's a Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, this is definitely gonna be important to the plot, isn't it?
Dead.
And I'm like, and he's gone.
What they're called something really dumb as well. Quetzalcoatl.
I did.
Oh, something like that.
Near
yeah.
impronounceable when you read it in the subtitles.
I did not care enough to remember.
No.
Yeah, you do the thing where you're like, the.
Yeah, the part where your brain kind of plays static
Yeah.
whenever
Yeah.
you.
Ah, yes, we have found them.
Yeah. It's you know, it's the.
yeah, exactly.
The beep.
It's
Yeah,
the
that
try
one.
again later.
Yeah,
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
just
You know that
looks at Brain and Brain goes, oh no.
In that
I
webcomic
forgot.
where like the guy's trying to remember a name, but like so like it like visualizes him trying to put it in, but like it just gets stuck with the useless knowledge in his head, so it just bounces off.
Yeah. A lot of things in this movie just don't like fit together.
No,
No.
it's too long for its own good,
Yes.
so you don't care.
No.
By the end, you just kind of wanted it to be over.
Yeah. No, that's a fair.
Why is it 2 hours?
It doesn't need to be like.
No.
Me and Shaun talked about it like the night we both watched it, and it was a case of like we were like, if they had taken like another pass at it or a couple of passes to
Just the
draft it
script.
again,
Yeah.
and like maybe, you know, say, do we really need this? Do we really need that? This story, this plot line, this character's backstory could be a little more fleshed out. I easily think you could cut 20 to 30 minutes
Absolutely.
and have just like a
Absolutely.
tighter story. You would actually get in to the story much faster
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's like what 20 minutes to establish everything, and then it's another 25 to 35 minutes before we're even in Agartha itself.
Yeah,
thing is-
like it takes to like you're
Yeah.
like halfway in the movie.
Archangel can be done.
Yeah.
Don't need it. You could just say, I've been looking for ages.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He can just do that by himself. He doesn't need to shoot or get the fucking military, whatever involved.
I think you could still have him like fully trying to kill
I mean, yeah.
the
Yeah.
kid,
But
like
by
to get
himself.
but by
Yeah.
himself. I
Yeah,
think
exactly. That part's just basically his own motivation,
Uh-huh.
and you can not Archangel and just remove that entire thing, but have it like I don't know, a government agency or whatever.
I don't even think you necessarily need that.
Well,
I
just to,
think
like,
just
have
No,
him
like,
he's just
investigate.
obsessed.
I think
Yeah.
placing
Yeah.
it on his own obsession serves his backstory much better.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That
Because he's like,
yeah,
I have to
actually,
do
that
this
makes
to
a-
get
that,
my
that
wife.
fits a lot more.
Okay.
No,
And like that makes so much more sense. Like, so I joined this organization that's working for him. Like, you just seem to be the most knowledgeable. I don't know why you need
Yeah,
the power of the
it
entire organization.
almost seems like he was the one leading the research team, especially
Yeah.
because like we see again, it never fucking comes up again. Like when we first see him in his apartment before the main girl shows up to talk to him, he's like writing information. He's like writing stuff for like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the archives and the books that the Archangel use, and I'm like, but you what?
I'll tell you what, dude, you don't need them.
You're
You don't
not
need
an
'em.
hourly salary. This is freelance, my guy.
He's clearly employed by that.
Yeah, he's.
I don't
Why is he
understand.
also a teacher? Why?
Yeah, it's a weird cover story.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I'm a substitute.
I may disappear for 3 to 4
Yeah,
days immediately after I turn up.
Yeah.
At that point, you're a terrible substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, something's come up. we got you here because some shit's come up.
Yeah.
I've got this image now of, like, the movie's happening, but, like, there's just kids in that class and no teachers showing up.
Here's the thing, it's never addressed the fact that they're gone for a week.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, I mean, they have the whole, okay, her dad's dead. Her mom, I wouldn't put it above her to just being like, oh, she's probably sleeping.
But
Doesn't even notice, yeah.
the school,
They should.
the student and the teacher are missing.
The
That should
friend
send
that's
up.
in, like, 1 or 2 scenes.
Yeah.
Who looks exactly like the main girl, by the way.
Yeah, her.
I didn't
Who's
realise it was a
very-
different character at first.
Who's very eager to be friends with her, but it's not reciprocated to the point that I'm like, is this a weird romance subplot?
Yeah, I was gonna say, does she have is this a crush?
That's what I was thinking.
Because that one, it's that scene where, like, she's like, hey, do you want to like walk home together and stuff? I was like, oh, she's shooting her shot. Good for her.
Yeah.
And then when she's asked to like take like papers or whatever, homework or whatever home to her, she's like super excited to do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, chill, girl, come on.
Never expanded upon.
No, never. She never comes up again after.
No.
Why would they? Why would they do that?
No. That's an interesting plot line. That's too much.
Yeah, they couldn't do that.
Oh my god. I just realizing that I'm remembering like a part of this movie that perfectly encapsulates how I feel about it. It's near the end where, like, I think it's either this one or I'm misremembering it, like one of the other movies, but like I think it's when they're heading to like the big fuck off like holes thing.
Oh yeah.
And like Shin is like fighting off like the weird monster things, or like no, not the weird monster things. The
He's fighting off
dudes.
the other guys.
yeah, the other guys
Yeah.
from like that town that's very
Yeah.
racist to topsiders.
Yeah, I don't know.
But like the fight starts and then we cut away so that we can get a boring dialogue scene with the main girl and like Mr. Dead Wife, and I'm like, oh, thank God, it was almost too interesting.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God you got my attention. Now you're gonna fucking lose it.
Yeah. That perfectly encapsulates how I feel about
Yeah.
this movie. When things get
Yeah.
interesting, the movie stops focusing on it.
Like, what if we put the dead wife inside of the kid? I'm like, what? Why
Okay, that's...
would and we need his eye. I'm like, what if we need his eye?
Yeah, not only are we sacrificing this child, we need your eye too.
Yeah.
He's like, oh goddamn! Well, I've made it all this way.
Because we need the audience to know that you are evil, so we're giving you an evil deformity.
Oh man.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, no, nothing like pays off.
No.
Nothing they set up like works in the end for me. So,
Mr. Deadwife sort of. He doesn't really get a character arc at all because he's
No.
the same character at the
He
end
also
as he is
just-
at the beginning.
Stays in Agartha for some reason. Why?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I assume he just like.
He's like, I fucked up. I don't want to be a sub.
No,
I never wanted
yeah,
to be a sub.
at this point, I'm gonna be honest. Half part of me is thinking he's just gonna like throw himself into the hole.
Yeah.
It's like that's it. He's not here to live.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, let's be real. He's on a fucking suicide mission. I don't think he cares if he
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
He was like, I need to get her back.
He's gonna see her again no matter what. Was his mindset?
Yeah, it's like if fucking resurrecting her failed, second way to go is
Yeah.
you know, well, that's my train of thought. But apparently he's like, no,
That's the
wait,
real reason he brought the gun.
is it?
No, I'm just making. I'm just speculating on that.
See, that would have been a good plot.
Yeah, you see, that's an interesting plot line that the movie
Yeah.
didn't want to go for.
No,
No.
instead we got the shadow monsters cannot get in the water.
Yeah.
I love that scene where like she's just running in the water and they're all just like right beside her because for some reason the way it's shot or the way it's shown, it's like they're all going, "Come on, just let us kill you.
sake."
Come on."
I also like how there's no explanation as to why the like lake thing she's in just suddenly
Disappears.
dries up.
Magic.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh. Fuck you, kid. This fantasy world fucking hates you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they hate her guts.
yeah.
Again.
Shows up to the first town.
Yeah, again, the racist village.
No, the thing is, there is a village that has not met her that wants to kill her.
They're like, topsider? Ew.
You can't sit with us.
No. It's like, but she saved the guy's granddaughter. So?
She is unclean.
Look at her. Look. And then she puts on their traditional clothes, and everyone's like, "You look fucking horrible." They look like shit. Those doesn't work for you. Like, why so mean? Like, I believe it's both the teacher guy and Shin that are like, "Nah, it's not working for you."
Yeah. Genuinely, that scene, I was like, "What's wrong with the clothes? She looks fine."
Yeah, because the teacher's like, "You look better in your other clothes."
Yeah.
And I'm like, huh?
Shin just straight up says that doesn't suit you at all.
Yeah, I'm like, can we, what? We're not on the fucking fashion show here.
Like, come on.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, let's make a fuss about this. This means a lot, probably, to the plot. No.
Again, it's just a time waster scene, because that whole section goes on so long.
Yeah.
And it serves no actual purpose. Which is just everything in this movie serves no actual purpose.
It serves the purpose of, oh no, the cat isn't joining her anymore.
Oh, yeah, of course the cat dies.
Why does the cat even die?
I don't know.
It served its purpose.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to die.
It becomes one with the... It's a whole...
It has to be eaten by the entity.
I think it's a cycle of life, like Buddhist reincarnation.
Yeah, but he didn't have to do it like that.
Yeah, there are better ways to do that.
It's terrible. It's not really.
Why did it have to? Why did he have to be
ancient beings?
why is there so much more in this movie?
I love how as soon as he eats the cat, and they're like, it has now added life force to this ancient being, and then the ancient being goes to its death immediately afterwards.
It wasn't enough. It wasn't good. It wasn't good life force.
It's just like a teeny cat. How much life do you think it has?
Clearly not a lot of it just fucking died after.
Food poisoning.
Bad milk.
I love how she refuses to accept it's not just a normal cat when it's clearly not a normal fucking cat.
Yeah, it's got like weird like shapes all over it and stuff.
Yeah.
It's tiny.
It's small, yeah.
Teeny tiny. It seems to have a mind of its own.
I mean, most cats do.
Fair. She's like, no, it's a cat. I'm like, no, trust me.
Girl, I don't know what you're seeing, but that's not a cat.
That's not a cat.
Like, even I was like, that's a weird design for a cat, but, you know.
It's got like a weird like cross between like a cat and a fennec fox.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, I don't know how she looked at that and went, cat.
Kitty.
And then people told her that is not a normal cat, and she went, it's just a normal cat.
I don't know
it's my cat. Bro, don't insult my cat.
Your cat doesn't have those?
Wait, your cat doesn't predict the future and then whisper things in your ear while you sleep?
Skill issue.
Puh. Damn weird. Y'all are weird.
My cat doesn't just spontaneously die when its purpose is over.
Yeah, and I don't think main girl ever knows about that.
No.
No, she leaves.
I don't think she cares after
like,
the scene.
Oh, tiny girl, take care of my cat.
I think she's told about it.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But like the fact the cat stays behind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know the cat dies.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Which is, again, why? Why introduce these concepts and then make it have no impact?
Exactly. If the cat was there until the end, maybe then it would have some emotional weight.
Yeah.
But no. Why would we do that?
And to segue onto another character that just is part of this and then isn't and doesn't really serve an impact, the little girl. Why is the little girl there? Why is she in a good chunk of this movie and then just disappears?
Oh, the non-verbal?
Yeah.
Oh, the child.
Yeah, the little girl.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, think about it. Why was she there?
She serves the plot.
Yeah.
To move main character from one place to another.
Does she?
Enough so.
Like, I guess she's there to for a reason for them to go to the village, but I feel like they were going to that village anyway.
It's pretty much a reason for that village to not, immediately kill on sight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like, no, we hate your guts, but you did save the kids, so fucking leave, I guess.
And it's not even like the rest of the village, it's just one old man who's let's not kill her. Let's not shun her away.
Like, I'll feed her, but then leave, please. The next day.
You know,
Come
fuck
on.
off
Yeah.
after a while.
Yeah, no, like, come on. I have a reputation here, my guy. Come on.
I will house you for this part of the journey, but once my purpose is done, you're on your own.
Yeah.
The Tom Bombadil method.
It's so funny that like the Agarthans have like this, you know, very, once you see all the flashbacks and stuff, like an understandable reaction towards topsiders.
Yeah.
That would only really make sense if near the end of the movie Archangel found another way in and started fucking shit up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like have a burning of the Shire moment.
Yeah.
I mean, they did have one, but in a flashback, I think, or something.
Oh, that's when you see that Hitler, Stalin,
Yeah.
and Napoleon found their way in.
Oh, yeah.
Also, we've got to add this to the pile of anime we've seen that just has a random Hitler appearance. I don't like that is a thing.
I'm not making that EX episode.
Please. God, no.
Every time Hitler has shown up.
We're never getting monetized with that.
I'll leave that to Ancient Aliens.
Melina has the most understandably shocked face right now.
Honestly, the fact that we could.
We could. That's the scary part, isn't it?
I don't like it.
Yeah. Stay tuned for next week's episode where
how
we compile.
How the fuck did Stalin even find it?
I don't know. Like I feel like that, considering the amount of testing and excavating that was being done in the USSR post World War II, it kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they dug
They
up
were-
a lot of places. They set up a
Yeah.
lot of sites for,
Okay, yeah.
you know,
Because they were trying to go center of the earth at some point.
at
as
some
well.
point, yeah.
Yeah,
They also
actually, yeah.
tested insanely massive bombs,
Yeah.
much larger than any other country in the world. So
Yeah.
At some point, it would have been like, oh shit.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit, what this?
Kind of thing. God.
And, you know, once one country knows, it's a free for all, unfortunately. Free real estate?
Is for me.
For me?
I mean, Stalin probably found out about it through like Nazi document. I hate
Yeah.
that I'm trying to rationalize this.
Yeah. We went into a whole discussion
The
on this,
answer?
but like this is
Nazi.
As to how Napoleon found it, though, I got.
no. You see, I believe that because Napoleon got around.
I guess.
Wait, Napoleon got around.
Yeah. I mean, he did though.
I just
bet
don't
that
see him finding Agartha, though.
I do. I mean, at some point across like all of Europe, he's gonna find. I can see him just accidentally just falling into a hole.
Yeah. The fact we
Yeah.
never seen, like, I don't know, the Greeks
Yeah.
there.
Stupid
That's
little
not-
Greeks wouldn't.
No, they would find
Yeah,
it.
they
They would go in with the ships somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If not the Greeks, the
Romans,
Romans.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess you just want to do the sort of like modern militarized aspect of it, because that's the part that bothered the Agarthans the
Yeah.
most.
Like, so in this version of events, they're like, well, when the Greeks showed up, you know, they had swords, but that's fine, we can handle them. But then they started showing up with guns, we were like, oh, for fuck's sake!
The only Greek that popped up was Plato, and he was just a dick.
Yeah, he just kind of.
Some guy came down, started asking us questions about life. We didn't fucking know.
Like, what the fuck's a philosopher? Is that just another term for unemployed? Get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
Oh, Jesus Christ, you good?
Jesus Christ! You just
Snap
cracked.
something.
I heard that in my headphones.
I heard that in my headphones.
That was my knee, in case that is audible
This
later.
movie's breaking us.
Just crack-a-lack.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about this for nearly 40 minutes. So I don't
No,
know if
we're
you
done.
wanna-
I'm done.
It's over.
Scores!
5.
Yeah, 5 out of 10.
4.
No, fair. I think the
just-
animation and music is good enough.
It's, yeah, but good enough.
Good. Yeah, all this movie is just good enough.
I mean, the story's not. But,
No. Which is, for me, the main purpose is the story. But when you can't get me to care,
yeah.
is a problem.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, my final note was like 4 out of 10. I don't care, and I don't know.
I think I said this to Shaun while I was watching some Godzilla movies, is like, the worst thing I can give a movie is a 5 out of 10. because congratulations, you have
You've made
achieved
a movie.
nothing.
Yeah.
You have made a movie that is not bad, that is not good. It makes me emotionally devoid
Yeah.
of caring.
You have made dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you manage to get me on one of the other sides, congratulations, you've done something.
Yeah.
But if you've got me at a 5 out of 10, you've done nothing. You're not
Yeah.
offensively bad. You're not
Good,
extremely
yeah.
good. You're just,
Acceptable.
you exist.
Yeah.
I described it to him as the grey of movie scores.
Yeah. That's fair.
that's-
Makes sense.
yeah.
Or dark brown.
No, let's not get into this.
So-
Moving on to City Hunter.
Something actually interesting.
Yes.
Ahooga.
Ahooga indeed. I like the
I
hammer.
started watching it and I was like, oh, it's one of them. It's one of these.
I think it's the original.
Yeah?
I think so.
Wow.
Damn the originator.
At least in terms of, like, I think you could track back most of the, you know, tropes to
Yeah,
City
Yeah.
Hunter.
Thank God for Hammer Girl.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. I love her.
Kaori.
Yeah. Queen.
Support.
Mhm.
Slay.
I think this is a weird thing I noticed while I was watching the movie. I think they've made her hair longer in this one than in the originals, because like she's got a bit at the back going down her neck, and I'm like, that looks weird. I don't like that. And I'm
I
like,
noticed
think
that
it's
in, like,
because I
the-
don't think she has that.
Yeah, I noticed that in the clip at the end.
Yeah.
The clips at the end where I was like, oh, yeah, that's her. She changed her hair.
Yeah, I don't like the longer look. It's like she's got a weird mullet. Sorry, that's a
Yeah,
weird, not related to anything else in the
Very
movie.
much related.
This is important.
Yeah.
So
I liked this one.
Like,
Not for Ahooga, but like,
not for Ahooga reasons.
I liked it because it was fun.
yeah, no, it is. It's really fun. I think.
I think it's a dumb fun though.
Yeah.
Because like
it's
if
a
you
look-on fun.
if you look into the story,
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
like-
yeah.
what?
No, that's most of
Yeah.
City Hunter. I'd say it's like.
Yeah,
I'll
fair.
admit, by like the last third of the movie, I just completely lost what the plot was.
That's
yeah.
the thing. I usually stop caring what's actually happening by the end of City Hunter stuff. It's more a case of like it's different in the movie, but the best way to describe the TV show is that the first half until the ad break is all the shenanigans stuff that we see. You know, Rio going after the girl. You know, being an absolute lech. You know, being a perv. Being funny. He has like a line that he won't cross.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously Kaori, you know, managing him. And then once you hit the ad break, that's where things get serious. You know, usually the client gets kidnapped or whatever, and Rio turns on the like cool guy
Yeah.
and he starts, you know,
John Wick mode.
John Wick mode, starts shooting stuff, you know, bouncing bullets and it's cool. Like that's your standard City Hunter, and I think the movie does a pretty good job of
Getting that across.
yeah.
Because I think the final battle was really fun to watch, although I think it's a bit too long.
It is.
But-
I think it's the main problem it has is it's not just trying to show all the City Hunter characters. It
Yeah.
also brings in the Cat's Eye girls. And as a way to bring Kaori into the action, it makes no sense. I think they could have done like I get it as like a way of, you know, City Hunter and Cat's Eye have been off air for a long time now. Because the last season of City Hunter came out in 91.
Okay.
And so, like, as a way of, like, being a nice little crossover, I guess it makes sense. But at the same time, the cafe is enough of a reference where, like, you still need to have seen or be aware of Cat's Eye to understand who the girls are.
Yeah, and the movie really makes you really assumes that you're gonna know who they are when
Yeah.
they're introduced, because they get like a whole focus on and like there's a music sting and everything, and I just sat there like, am I supposed to know these girls? Who are these people?
Yeah, I forgot they turned up. I haven't seen Cat's Eye yet. I do have it, but like I remember them turning up and going, "Oh yeah, they're here for some reason."
I was very much confused. I was like, I'm assuming they're a thing.
They are the main characters from Tsukasa Hojo's previous manga series before City Hunter called Cat's Eye. And technically they both take place in the same universe, like at least in the show. I'm not sure about the manga, but like a couple of the girls, or all three of them, I guess, at some point show up and like either hire Rio or end up being like antagonistic towards Rio, or he tries to, you know, hit it off with them.
Yeah.
but in the series up until like the last like season, the Cat's Eye Cafe isn't owned by them. It's owned by Miki, the girl who's with Falcon the whole time. That's her cafe. It's just a neat little reference. So I found it weird that they were like, yeah, these three own this. And I'm like, if you don't know who they are, this makes no fucking sense.
I was like,
and it didn't.
No. It's the one part of the movie where I'm like, you have tried so hard to make this approachable to newcomers. And this just throws something in they're not going to understand.
No. Case in point, I didn't understand.
Exactly.
No, I was also like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
They seemed cool.
Yeah, I was like, I'll roll with it. They seem like they belong here. Like you could tell I was supposed to know them.
Yes, That's
tell.
my big issue with them being here, is that it's very clear that you're meant to know who they are. There's a couple of times it does that up until that point, but it's more like fans are going to get this introduction, and then you're going to understand it through context and interaction that these characters have either known each other for a long time, or they're friends, or whatever. Which I'd say it pretty much does with Falcon and Miki's introduction, where it's like, you know, long-term fans know who they are, but then we kind of get to know more about them as it goes on. But yeah, no, I think it's really fun. It's not as fun as the first time I watched it, I think, because I've now seen everything else, so it's like, for me, the introductory stuff now gets in the way.
Yeah.
So like, I understand why it's there, and I appreciated it at the time I watched it, because I had not seen anything else. I was new to the franchise at the time, so it's like, I appreciated it then, but now I'm watching it and going, okay, I could do without this. But I get it, you know, it's better than Case Closed, Detective Conan.
Oh yeah.
I was so happy.
I was worried. I was like, are we just gonna have a repeat of that? Because it's been sitting on our like watch list for a while now.
I had it downloaded like months ago.
I put it up way before like Christmas, I think.
Yeah. That's why I kind of watched it first, because I was like, I finally get to see what this is.
Now I bet you wish you watched it after Children Who Chase Lost Voices.
No,
okay,
Wow.
fair enough.
I needed something to like at least energize me for like the first movie.
Okay, fair enough.
Watch, so I don't regret it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of nice little references to stuff that or like not stuff that happens in the show, but like the show itself, where like a lot of the diegetic music you hear is actually either covers or instrumental versions of the openings and endings from the show. So when they're in the photo studio, it's season 2 and season 3's openings, I think, or one of the endings. When they're in the park during the battle at the end, and Rio's like taking down the drones, that's the second season opening that starts playing over the top. Oh, Sarah, that song.
Oh yeah.
Which got to add, no Sarah in the show whatsoever.
No, I was a bit confused when that song started playing, and I wanted to ask, like, these are very specific songs to
At the end, where he like shoots past Cowrie and takes out like the control thing, the big end moment, that's the original, like, very first opening, like the most iconic one. Because I'm sitting watching the whole movie going, are they gonna play it?
Play it. Come on,
because
play it.
The soundtrack's really good, but I was a little annoyed that not as much of the original show's music showed up, because the original show's music's very 80s. Like footsteps you hear when they like burst into the park. That's like the typical kind of song that plays. Some of it's instrumental and stuff, but some of it's vocal and that. And I was kind of hoping more of that, because I'm like, look, you're committing to not really updating any of this, in the sense of like Rio's still kind of Rio. Cat's Eyes are still wearing their old outfits, which are very 80s.
Yeah.
Don't they have a line at some point where they're like, you'd be surprised how well this works?
Yeah.
Because he was like, isn't that a bit, conspicuous? Like, people are gonna stare at you, and they're like, you'd be surprised. It works really well, thank you very much.
Because all of them are
Don't
just
question us.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I feel like I'm taking up a lot of time talking about the references.
I mean, so like...
Yeah.
It makes sense, because I, as an introduction, I still think it's good. Because, like, at the end, I was like, I feel like I've watched some of this before. And I don't think we have.
No.
No, but I was like, I feel like now I know. I know him. And I know, like with Lupin, you know what to expect from it.
Yes.
And you're like, I'm up for more.
Yeah.
They're just going to give you a storyline that's fine.
Yeah, no,
like,
that's...
And some silly little jokes and moments, like why...
It gives me the entertainment.
Yeah.
Why was he dancing naked at a restaurant? We don't need to know.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing you explained.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
that's a recurring
Go
thing
ahead.
from the original show that's definitely been updated for modern tastes, because he didn't just do it in a bar, he did it in like a drag bar. But like
no, I would support that.
I mean like the old Japanese
yeah.
mamas type bars, you know, and I would say there's quite a lot of characters turn up in City Hunter throughout its like, you know, 140, 50 episodes. That fall into that category, and I'd say that like surprisingly a lot of it's quite respectful, and I wouldn't say it's like it never makes any of them butt the choke, and it never really does it in a way that's like disrespectful to them choosing that sort of thing. And
Okay, good.
which always surprised me, because as much as the show is what it is, and you know the movie conveys a lot of that really well, I'm surprised.
But he has such like himbo energy. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Except
no, respect.
There is as well. It's like he's clearly
Smart.
very intelligent. Yeah.
But he's also just like, no, it's whatever, man. You do you. You do you, man. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, you want political shit from me?
Nah.
The fuck's a politic?
Meanwhile, he's like, if I bounce this directly and then 30 seconds later,
Yeah. Because I watched the final season like shortly before we recorded, or shortly before we watched the movies to record this. And there's a episode where he's like driving along and he's being chased, and he like pulls out his gun and he lines it up through the mirror and shoots it backwards and like takes out like the tire to flip the car, and I'm like, man, this never stops being cool.
Never change.
Never change, Rio. Except do.
Maybe do a little.
Please
a little
do.
bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Change for the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
But so it's a recurring thing that he's just dancing naked at rest. Like,
I would, not like a lot, but like it comes up a few times.
It's not enough to be a hobby, but it is to be a habit.
It's enough that I seen that and went, oh yeah, he used to
it.
do this somewhere else.
It's this thing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this is a thing at all.
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, you know, we've got this brilliant guy. He's like, we must find him. Where is he at? It's like, oh, sometimes you can find him at this restaurant. He does like this little thing, you know, where he's just like fully in the nude, like fully.
That's part of like the his thing though in the show is it's like a lot of this stuff makes the people who are chasing after his clients or like who know about City Hunter underestimate him.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this could never be him.
No.
Or, oh, there's no way he lives up to the legend. And then, you know.
This fucking dumbass, really?
Yeah. And then they meet him after he's gone into.
And he locks in.
He locks in and they're like, oh, we're fucked.
Also, I want to give credit to, I love a good bus scene. Love a good bus.
Bus. No,
What?
I get you.
Yeah, I love when in the middle of like action they're being shot and he's like, get in the
Get on the
bus!
right.
Yeah.
Because there's just something funny to me.
Yeah, he's just driving a bus with like a shotgun.
It's like, could be 50 people sitting in there, but no.
There's none.
That's
No,
none.
there's two.
There's two. Okay.
There's two of them. There's just something funny about a bus racing through the streets to me. Like, you're not made to do this. You look so silly. So yeah, bus scene.
Bus.
Mm-hmm.
Bus scene, best scene.
Absolutely. If you ask me.
We gotta talk about Warfare Maker.
What? Fucking terrible name.
The worst
Horrible name.
super villain.
Please just pick a different name. Warfare Maker, are you for real?
He could have just gone with War Maker. That would have been fine.
Marvel's not gonna sue you just because it sounds like War Machine.
warfare maker.
Warfare maker.
I was almost expecting a warfare maker of doom.
Yeah.
Like just add some more of that.
It's when he proudly proclaims it like, now I am the warfare maker. I'm just like, really? You want to go with that? It's
Now
a
I
terrible
make
name.
the war. I'm like, okay, but it's kind of weird, dude.
It just sounds awkward to say.
Yeah.
Warfare maker.
It's like a mouthful, my guy.
They're also very, like, particular of it's not war,
No.
it's warfare.
Yeah, we're not causing wars.
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference?
Yeah, like, what was the line that I just sort of, like...
It won't simply be war, it will be warfare or something.
Or something. No, I think it's literally just, it's not war, it's warfare.
Yeah.
And I was just like, but warfare, it implies and creates...
Yeah,
What?
so just
Yeah.
like warlike actions? Like, oh,
I don't know, those sound like
that just sounds like war with extra steps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
because like to commit warfare.
those sound like crimes against humanity.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I think I just said to myself that, like, you know, if it's not war, this is just a massacre.
Yeah,
my
it's
guy.
it's
Yeah.
it's violating
Just a
the
butcher.
Geneva Conventions.
Yeah.
What's-
Which, I mean, yeah, I know you don't care about.
Yeah,
but, like,
Does there
I
need
wanna
to
be
be
in The
war
Hague.
Yeah.
for warfare? You'd think so.
You would think.
But the
Ironic-
thing is, if you just have fair, that's nothing.
yeah, I think ironically warfare. I think warfare is less fair.
I'm his PR agent.
Yeah.
Like, so what is warfare? Because I need
Why
to figure
is this
this out.
feeling like a skit now?
Yeah, it's like, because, okay, so warfare. We all know what that means.
Mhm.
We know what war
I'm
is.
going to be honest. I'm losing confidence in that the more this goes on.
Yeah. So war, we all know. So that's part of the warfare.
And
Oh my god.
what is it good for? Am I right?
Words are
And if-
starting to lose meaning.
If I'm gonna like linguistically analyze
no.
fair,
Oh god, we're bringing linguistics into
No.
it's like the means to commit war, but that doesn't mean it has to be within a war. So it's just the means that are used within a war, but it doesn't need to be used in war.
Then
this. I'm
just
going
genocide.
to commit a war crime.
See, war crime doesn't need to happen in a war.
Oh.
What is reality?
So warfare maker kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's a fucking terrible name. You need to rebrand.
Yes.
Yeah.
Genocider. I don't know.
Warmonger.
Warmonger. I mean, he can't take that.
No,
That's
that is
Yeah.
Marvel, yeah, but
Kill boy.
Killboy.
Done.
there we go. You've cracked it.
Yep.
I mean, he can't be Killman
There you
because
go.
he's definitely. That was so awkward to witness.
Don't talk about it.
Oh, I'm not even.
No one needs to
gonna.
know.
No.
Nice to know, nice
Yeah,
Close our fucking
Killboy.
minds.
Because yeah, he's not a man. That's
No.
for sure.
to know. No, he throws tantrums like a little boy.
Yes, he is
Especially
a
at the
petulant
end,
child.
dude.
I,
Yeah.
the whole sequence where, like, the other fucking warmonger guy, whose name I didn't care to learn.
I don't even
Warfare
know if it gives
doer.
Yeah, it's the I'm evil guy.
Warfare Maker Mark 1.
Yeah.
Scene 7.
I love
Go on.
I love the sequence where he's just like, stop your obsession and just show us the stuff. Just show us the technology.
I
man."
have to kill him.
And he's just like, okay, I'll show you it by killing this guy.
It's like, my guy.
I find it hilarious when he's like, stop obsessing over killing him, and it's like, what do you want him to do then?
They just wanted a showcase of
They-
the tech.
They wanted the massacre. They didn't want him to kill that guy. They want him to kill multiple people.
Okay, I guess.
And I shall now kill this guy. It's like, there's a whole crowd. Like,
There's
outside.
look at all those innocent civilians you could massacre. They're
Yeah.
right there, my guy.
But first.
Why aren't you killing them?
Yeah. It's like, no,
I'd
but
like
I
to state
must.
this is not me saying this. This is the other. This is the guy. This is the fucking war funder.
Shaun out of context. Yeah, like,
Make that an EXM.
We could.
We
Oh,
could, yeah.
God.
Just any of us out of context.
Sean's hot takes. Yeah, I totally forgot it was meant to just be, okay, so we have these drones, as you can see, they follow you, they can shoot, they can avoid, and like, that's great. And I shall now kill this man.
The singular man.
What?
but you don't have to, like, we can commit warfare somewhere else.
I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
love how he's doing this will none of the people watching have any context as to who this man is?
Yeah, they don't know who he is.
They
just
don't know
really
who
holds
Rio
a
is.
fucking grudge.
Yeah.
Everyone in the room is just wildly
Right, he just
uncomfortable.
fucking hates that guy.
They have no idea of the reputation or like the status that
Yeah.
Rio holds.
Nope.
They just see a guy who's about to get fucking annihilated.
But then it's like the thing is, wouldn't you fucking root for him though?
I would be rooting for him,
After a
yeah,
while, I'd be
100%.
like, you know what, go for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you see this man with his tiny little head, so like, yes, yes.
More.
And all Rio's doing is looking at it and going, I can bounce and it'll kill.
Will
then-
it go burr?
And then the big boy shows up and he's like, what if I just shoot it while it reloads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, huh. I don't think I thought about that one.
We've gone this entire like discussion, by the way, of not mentioning like the client girl that hires him in the first.
Yeah.
Eyes. It's all about the eyes.
Oh yeah, that's why it's called.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so like used to the concept of like, yeah, they're private eyes, they're private investigators. Like that's sort of their shtick. So Shinjuku Private Eyes, I didn't think any more about the title than that.
No.
No, as soon as they saw like the ad with like her eyes in
Oh,
focus,
yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be important.
No, no. The ad that very clearly shows her.
Yeah.
Like she's not wearing a mask or anything.
No.
It's just her face, and they're like, oh, who's that?
Rio's like hot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hot. Looks next to him. Eh.
And she's just like, well, anyway, moving
Stand-
on.
Yeah,
Stands,
like, she's just
stands
like,
in
okay,
front of it.
Yeah.
You don't see it? No, like, no.
She recognizes immediately that they somehow don't see it, and she's like, you know, you're not gonna believe this. But you'll see when we get there.
Yeah. Holy shit, she's a model.
Holy.
Yeah, if you fucking open your fucking eye.
Yeah.
I love how her like whole thing is like, I make money with my body.
No, I love that.
Girl.
No, I think it's a trope at this point.
It
Where,
is.
You know, where I make money with my body, and everyone's like, you know, escort, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's something so mundane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I make cakes. I use my hands. You know.
I work out.
Yeah, like I'm a bodybuilder. Like, what did you think? What do you think I was? Jesus.
What were you thinking of?
Yeah. Ew.
Gets the hammer.
Bonk. Hammer best character.
I love the
Yes.
hammer.
Yeah.
There are multiple hammers. There's so many hammers.
Yeah.
I like the part where we meet like Rio's like mentor or whatever, who's not only got the same mentality as him, but also has his own hammer lady.
Of course.
to just
Also would
bonk
like
his
to
head.
add, never appeared before until this movie.
Oh, cool! He's an invention of this
He's an
movie.
invention of this movie.
Cool.
'Cause he
That's
turned up
even more
and
funny.
they're like, yeah, or Kaori's like, yeah, he taught him everything about, you know, his mokery ways, and I'm like,
he's the reason he's this fucked up.
I'm watching that, having watched everything except like some of the other movies, and going, huh? Who
I
are
mean,
you?
It doesn't come out of nowhere. One has to be taught the ways.
I mean, I don't know.
Comes naturally to you.
Me?
I'm
Wow.
not jumping into this discussion.
No, let's move on before my reputation is ruined.
I want to learn the ways of the hammer girls.
Yeah. Same.
That's what I want to learn. That's my biggest takeaway from this movie.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair. Respectable.
Wow, no, I've made most of my points about the movie.
Yeah.
It's a dumb fun.
Yeah, that is.
And like it's like a good Lupin movie
Mm-hmm.
in the way it tries to balance dumb fun.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, could the story be improved? Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't need
but
to.
You could like tighten
Nah.
some things up, like
Nah.
strengthen the story a bit more, but like,
It's
It
fine.
would kind
You
of
don't
take
really
away
need
from
to.
what it's aiming for.
yeah, you
I
don't
think.
need to,
Yeah.
like, really.
Yeah. So yeah, scores.
I'm
Yeah.
giving this a 7.5.
Nice, nice,
6.5.
nice. I'm going with a 7. Yeah.
Nice. It just slows down at some point. I'm like, the
Yeah.
final battle's just too long. It's so fun, but it gets long.
Yeah, I think there's like a period leading up to the final battle as well that's maybe a bit
Yeah.
drawn out too.
Yeah.
Because it's just the drones following and shooting them, and I think that goes on for like 30, 40
yeah.
But overall, fun.
Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Hammer time.
Dun, 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 dun. All right. Well, that's the end of the episode
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, do all that shit.
The
I
fun
hate
little
saying this.
things.
Um,
It's so early, like 2010.
Yeah.
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 Hit that yellow. Oh wait, no, it's not.
No,
yellow
it's
anymore.
not. It's not even red anymore. It's
Shit, you're right. It's
White.
just boring.
Ew.
yeah.
White. Ew.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Struggling to end the episode.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
get wild and tough. Goodbye.
Bye.